Hello friends, I hope all are doing well. Today I chosen the topic for my lecture is G20. First of all, I would like to tell you this topic is very important and very interesting because our Prime Minister Narendra Modi was reported at South Africa for attending the G20 summit because recently the presidency have the South Africa. Let's move. I will cover this lecture within three parts: introduction, main body and conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. What is G20? G20 stands for Group of 20. There are 90 countries and two regional organizations, European Union and African Union. Let's see the facts about the European Union. There are total 27 countries in presently, but this ideology start from 1957. In European continent, there are 6 country leaders gathered and signed an agreement, and it's called Roma Agreement. According by the Roma Agreement, they established one community, it's called European Economic Community. Total 6 countries, I have mentioned their name: United Kingdom, France, Belgium, Germany, Italy and Netherlands. Those all countries share each other border, so their relationship very well, and their leader gather together and sign an agreement. And European Economic Community, this organization was going on very well until 1993, and total 12 countries of a group of economically community. Thereon again signed an agreement around the 27 countries, and it's called Maastricht Agreement. Under the Maastricht Treaty, they changed their name and give the name European Union. That means in the year 1993 established European Union. Let's look what is African Union. There are total 55 countries. Until total 55 countries, but when started that ideology? In the year of 1963, 32 countries leader of African continent gathered and they decided made a group, and it's called Organization of African Unity. And this group established on 1963. Thereon certain declaration held in 1999, and total joint countries 55, but constitution of act made at 2000, that act called rule books of African Union officially start from 2001. That means African Union established at 2001, but that ideology was created in the year of 1963. Those are the history of European Union and Africa Union. That means 27 country has in European Union and 55 country in Africa Union. Let's move toward the main body. In main body, we just see how many countries in the G20 group. Total 19 countries are there, and two regional organizations, European Union and African Union. Let's see the country with the continent wise. Start from west side. I have mentioned continent, how many countries has in that continent and how many countries are part of G20 organization. So let's start from west to east. North America has total 23 countries, but only 3 countries has a part of G20. Countries are Mexico, USA and Canada. Next, let's see South America. There are 2 countries which are joint G20. Those countries are Argentina, which are located southern side of South America, and next Brazil. Brazil is north side of South America. There are 2 countries. That means America continent, North America and South America. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 countries as a part of G20. Then move to, let's look Europe continent. Total 44 countries has in Europe continent, but only 4 countries and 1 regional organization as part of G20. Countries are United Kingdom, France, Germany and Italy. 4 countries and 1 European Union. But remember, one point is here I want to say to you. Points are Germany, France and Italy. 3 countries also part of European Union, but they are separated seat in the G20. Whenever held the meeting, that time France, Germany and Italy lead a presidency attend the meeting, and European Union only one president whose are the main head of European Union. Those are at that person attend the meeting of a G20. So don't confuse that, because France, Germany and Italy Three countries are part of European Union. Means under the 27 countries are there, but those country have their presidency in the G20. But why those countries have those separate seat under the G20? That question create in my mind. Because in Europe continent, topmost GDP, topmost economy of those countries, France is the second largest economy of Europe continent. Germany is the third largest economy in the Europe continent, and also Italy, fifth number. That means United Kingdom, first number, second France, third Germany, and fourth Italy. So that reason their seats have separated in the G20. Any summit whenever held, you just saw there. Next, move toward the Africa continent. Africa continent, there has total 54 countries, and only one country and Africa Union as a part of G20. That means South Africa and African Union. Got it? Let's move toward the Oceania continent. There has total 14 countries, but only one country is part of G20. It's called Australia. Let's see the Antarctica continent. There hasn't a country, and Antarctica no part of the G20. Let's move toward the Asia. Asia has total 44 countries and 8 countries part of G20. So start from west to east side. Remember, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, both countries are Western Asia. Then come directly toward the middle, South Asia. There has India, China, and Russia. So total how many countries were there? Turkey, Saudi Arabia, India, China, Russia. Thereon, how many balance? 4 countries balance. 4 countries toward the Eastern Asia. That's called from north side to south side. Okay, South Korea, Japan, and Indonesia. So total 8 countries were there. So Turkey, Saudi Arabia, India, China, Russia, South Korea, Japan, and Indonesia. So total 8 countries are part of G20. That means Northern America 3 countries, South America 2 countries. Then on Europe continent, there are 4 countries plus 1 European Union. Then Africa continent, 1 country plus African Union. Australia continent, there are only 1 countries, it's called Australia. Then Asia continent, there are total 8 countries of the part of G20. So total 90 countries and 2 regional organizations, European Union and Africa Union. I already covered the history behind the Africa and European Union. So let's move toward the aim. What is aim of G20? Let's just start toward the aim. Whenever any crisis create in any countries, that time to work together on the crisis. It's the first aim of the G20. Whenever crisis create, so 20 countries means 20 leader help to that country, help to work together and reduce that crisis. Second, they discuss on the climate change. Any crisis create, for example, I have mentioned COVID-19 crisis. That time all 20 countries, G20 leader discuss on that point. That's called climate change, global warming point. In presently, pollution will be increasing day by day. In the Delhi, recently the air quality index 428. That means it's a very major issue because I have mentioned good 0 to 50 air quality, 50 to 100. It's moderate, 100 to 200 bad, 200 to 300 very bad, and 300 to 400 that's called extremely bad condition. Several. That means those are very essential problem. So those G20 group discuss each other on climate change. When crisis handled by any country's leader and when control the climate, thereon they have the time to doing a work. But whenever create any conflict between in world, so its effect put directly on our economy. Russia-Ukraine conflicts arose and they have the many problems created. Recently, Pakistan and Afghanistan have also problem. During the line 2600 kilometer line border, they have the crisis, they each other fire. Second, third, Cambodia and Thailand, there have also crisis about temple problems. They have 2 temple. Prem Vihar temple and two Mouth House temple. There two temples were there. They have the problem. Then Israel and Gaza strips over there. Israel and Lebanon problems is there. Also Sudan have the problem. Sudan country. They have two groups. Sudan army and rapid support group. There also the problem. Those types of problem they discuss and they promote to reduce the problem. They talk each other. Means veto power countries also the part of the G20. That not only 19 countries in the G20. There are total 19 countries plus European Union 27 countries, African Union 55 countries equal to 100 countries group. But officially 21 countries, 21 the member of the G20 and all veto power countries. I already mentioned. So any problems create with any continent, those countries must be listen of G20s. Only for that reason, give the importance of a G20 and every year change the presidency of its group. Whenever they work together on the crisis, they discuss on the climate change, they stop the war, thereon it's improve, help to boost the economy. But how boost the economy? Boost the economy through doing trade. If you any buy from other countries, thereon you when sell to that countries, that time create a trade, import and export. If peaceful atmosphere have in the world, thereon you easily doing a trade with any countries and it's a help to boost our economy. That means they promote to world economy and approximately 85% economy having the G20 group of all world and 75% population having those group. That means it's this group not a small, it's a very big group. It's not officially like formal group, it's informal group, but that group have the power. They discuss and during talk any solve the problem. So bilateral talk it's a help to solve the problem. Next move, whenever create a trade with each other country, that time create a job, and when create a job definitely reduce the poverty, and when create a job reduce poverty, that time solve the financial problem. So I hope you are understand what is aim of the G20 with the example which I mentioned above. So first, promote to world economy, but how promote? Through trade. And when doing a trade with each other country, that time create a job. When create a job, it's help to reduce poverty. When reduce the poverty, thereon solve the financial crisis, a financial problem. And I want to here mention in the year of 1997 to 1998, that time create a financial crisis in the Asia continent. That reason they decided gather the 19 countries and create a group, and it's called G20. Thereon they promote to discuss on the climate change. They save the world. When save the world, the natural disaster will be reduced, and whenever create any natural disaster, that time they get it together and work on that problem. And thereon they solve the crisis. When each other countries create conflict, those types of conflict they will be discussed. Means G20 is a very powerful organization and it's very important. Move toward the conclusion. According by my personal opinion, this organization very best helpful and playing crucial role for the development, financial crisis, security concern. And recently our Prime Minister discussed on that summit about security concern. When happened in our country incident, those problems, our Prime Minister put inside that summit. So this organization really helpful and very essential for the whole world. Every citizen should be known about the G20 because it's very helpful, and the G20 summit teaches us how save the climate, how improve our lifestyle, and how work during crisis. Means coordination, cooperation, it's backbone of that organization. Thank you so much friends who are listening and watching this video. Thank you once.